Lately, I've been seeing a lot of videos romanticizing underconsumption, people posting their minimalistic lifestyles with the caption saying underconsumption core or underconsumption aesthetic. It's probably not a new thing, but it's something I've lately been seeing a lot on my For You page. And as much as I think that we should be fighting against overconsumption and excessive shopping in general, I unfortunately also think that when something becomes a core, or an aesthetic, it starts to lose its meaning and becomes just another trend with the goal to show off a certain lifestyle. That doesn't mean that people who post this kind of content don't live what they are preaching. I just think that the glamorization of certain habits can encourage people to pose as minimalists while their actual habits tell a different story. One of the initiatives that can be seen as part of this underconsumption movement on TikTok is Project Pan. It's supposed to motivate people to buy less and use what they already have, but in certain cases, it's turning into a competition of who can hit the pan fastest. The rules of Project Pan are simple. You're supposed to completely use up products you already own and not buy anything in the meantime. The goal is to get rid of stuff you already own before you start buying new things. I think it's very telling that there is a trend online which encourages people to not buy anything until they run out of things they already own. Project Pan is obviously quite popular among beauty creators who can manage to amass quite a collection of products while looking for things to review and recommend on their page. But you can also find everyday people participating in Project Pan, and they do this because they, for example, struggle with overconsumption or because they use shopping as an emotional regulation tool. And as it is with TikTok, you can find absolutely crazy examples.
So this is not normal or acceptable, and Project Pan is way overdue. I already have a huge box of things I'll be donating, and I'll be adding a lot of unused products to the donation pile, but 2026 will be spent cataloging my journey from product hoarder to regular consumer.
So no hate to her, because obviously she saw it as a problem and decided to do something about this, so great for her. I wish her all the best. But I do have to say that this is a crazy amount of products to own, and I really hope that Project Pan can motivate people like her to kind of get rid of some of the stuff. And in one of her videos, she even showed that in 1 month, she managed to get rid of or use up $600 worth of products. But this is so typical for TikTok that you can find people who, even while trying to build a more balanced approach to shopping, they are going into the other side of the extreme. So they are trying to use as much stuff as quickly as possible. Now, I kind of get the motivation if you have this much stuff laying around at your house. I understand that you would want to use it up as quickly as possible. But, and again, no hate to her personally, but I saw quite a lot of people giving different tips on how to use up those products quicker. And in some cases, I think they aren't necessarily repurposing them, but they're actually just wasting products. It's not with everybody. I mean, some advice is really good. Some is a little bit more maybe it would be easier for you to just throw it out at this point, you know what I mean? But you can find a vast array of advice of what to do if you have too much stuff laying around, for example, in this video.
So before you declutter, watch this video. 6 ways to use up perfume. Let's get into it. Starting off, if you do like the scent, put these in your car and use them as car freshener. I guarantee you these will smell better than any of the car air fresheners that you can buy at the store. You can spray these on your couch, your carpet, your linens. It will make your place smell so good as a temporary replacement to burning a candle.
According to her comments, the tips that she was giving weren't Project Pan tips or anything like this. She just was trying to tell people what to do with things that they bought and they don't like anymore. But what people were saying in her comments made me kind of rethink a lot of Project Pan's principles. Somebody said, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't the whole point of Project Pan to use your products till it's finished normally? I feel like people are still wasting the products just to show they hit pan, which defeats the whole purpose. And this is kind of what I've been thinking when I saw a lot of videos like this. And then someone said, I think it's that, but also not buying a new thing until you're out of the previous item. So in theory, you shouldn't buy car fresheners or new candles until the perfumes are gone, reducing waste in other categories. And I do think it's better to just repurpose your perfume instead of buying a new car freshener, for example. I mean, at the end of the day, you are consuming less and you are using those products mindfully. But at the same time, I think it might also explain why people sometimes have so many products used up in 1 month. Because when I think of perfume, I only have like 2 bottles of perfume because those are the only scents I ever use. But if I imagine myself that I had like plenty of perfume to use up, it takes me a really long time to use up perfume normally. So if I had this whole collection that I had to get through, it would take me literally forever. And sometimes I see people who have like 1 or 2 bottles of perfume used up in a month, and then I'm like, okay, but how? You know what I mean? Another reason why some people may have a lot of products used up at the end of the month is something someone said in a comment under like a different video about Project Pan. She said, I saw a girl who said a brand sent her an empty packaging to use. She said they wanted her to include it in an Empties video and fake the review. Now, I have no way to verify this. I was looking for a video in which someone would admit that something like this happens, but I didn't find anything, so I would encourage you to take this information with a grain of salt. But I honestly don't think it would be that crazy if it happened. I mean, when they do like Project Pan updates, they very often give reviews of the products that they used up. So I don't know, but it's very easy for me to imagine that a brand would something like this, that they would send somebody just an empty package just so they would recommend their product. And just to be fair, I don't think it's fair advertising. I don't think something like this should take place. All I'm saying is that in today's world, it's really not that difficult to imagine that something like this would happen. Because sometimes, I see people on TikTok, I don't want to call out anyone specifically while saying this, okay? But sometimes I see people who have used up so many products in a month that I just literally cannot believe this. And this would kind of explain it, especially with like bigger creators. But because there are so many creators who are going through stuff very quickly, there are also some people who feel like they are failing Project Pan because they aren't using products fast enough.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong in my Project Pan, but I am not getting like 8 empties a month. I have 1 empty. I had 8 products that I was hoping to get done within the month of May. A huge bottle of micellar water. I cannot spray any more of this out. I have to take this out and then put it on a cotton pad. Like, so few uses. But now let's get into the failures, but they are still closer, so I'm still happy. Next up, we have my NYX face glue. That looks like nothing, but it's going to last me probably another week or 2.
And I honestly don't think she's failing Project Pan in any way. I think she's actually doing a very good job because she's using the product at her normal pace instead of trying to like do it as quickly as possible. And there were some like really great comments under her video. For example, Project Pan is a new way for people to compete, it seems. Instead of buying all the new makeup, it's who can use their makeup the fastest. Almost everything that becomes trendy turns into something it shouldn't be. I hardly wear makeup. My Project Pan is getting 1 empty every like 6 months. And this is a very good point. I do think that some people, some creators are using Project Pan as just another competition. Last year, I had maybe 5 to 8 makeup empties and it wasn't anything crazy either. I think a lot of people have taken Project Pan so out of context that they apply way too much or overuse something. I still apply as normal, I just notice how long something takes to use and I'm more conscious about what I buy. And I do really have to agree with those comments. Like, I sometimes feel like there are people who are just trying to use up products as quickly as possible just so they can go back to buying as quickly as possible. And that doesn't fix the core of the issue. And now I know that people overconsume for a lot of different reasons, but let's for example say that you do it because shopping is your emotional regulation tool. If you just take a break from shopping until you use up all your stuff and then you just go back to buying, you're not fixing the underlying issue. The same goes for people who, for example, buy a lot because they are easily influenced by marketing. Just taking a break until you use up all your stuff isn't fixing the reason why you overconsume in the first place. And I think this is something that can be easily missed when you watch creators who use up, 8 to 10 products every single month, because then you start to feel like, yeah, it's a competition. I can do more. I can use it up faster. I can use up more stuff. And that's really not fixing the core problem that is causing you to overconsume. Although, to be fair, there are people whose goal is to just get rid of stuff as quickly as possible. So I guess like whatever works for them. I just don't think it's the best way of going about this, because then you feel like you're just forced to use products instead of enjoy using them. One of the things that can help you fix your shopping problem is learning to appreciate the products you already own, seeing all the things that you can do with them, seeing how long they last. And then when you go shopping, you might think to yourself, oh, maybe I don't actually need more than one bottle of foundation because I know it's going to last me for a very long time, so I'm just going to use it up and then buy another one. Like, this is one of the ways that you can fix a shopping problem. Another thing that can help you is just having fun with your product, especially with makeup. Like, you can experiment with makeup in so many ways, and then you'll see how much value you're actually getting from one product and that maybe you don't need another one.
Project Pan is dumb, because why am I trying to get through these like as fast as I can? Like, I'm not even having fun, and I'm trying to go through Summer Fridays. I feel like I'm like okay, it's not awful, but like I don't love it. So why am I doing something that I don't love? I feel like life is too short. I literally got this for free from my birthday gift from Sephora. Also, like, I already spent all this money. So yeah, I'm gonna try and use it up and do what I can. But like, if I don't love it, you know, at some point you just need to accept, like, you're allowed to throw things out. It sucks. You're allowed to donate it if you've never used it and it's like brand new. But my lips have pretty much touched almost all of these. Is it a bit wasteful? Yeah. We shouldn't have gotten this many to begin with anyways.
And I think in terms of personal development, this is even a better approach than, for example, trying to use things as quickly as possible just to catch up with the competition. Yes, you are going to end up wasting something with her approach, but it will also teach you that you didn't even need to buy it in the first place. If you do it in a mindful way instead of just throwing out everything that you're not using, obviously. An interesting alternative to Project Pan is Project Play, which focuses more on enjoying the stuff that you already own. The main idea of Project Play is to rotate through your products. So let's say you own 7 lip products, for example, and you assign one product for each day. And in this way, you are rotating through your entire collection and you are not neglecting some products and only using others. I think this is a really fun initiative, especially when it comes to makeup. I mean, I just like the idea of coordinating your entire makeup look to like one lip product, for example. I also think it's very fun when they have like spinning wheels, so you don't know which product you'll be using until the spinning wheel tells you. Like, I just think this is fun. It might be a better alternative to a lot of people. Now, I don't have anything against Project Pan. I think this is a great initiative if done correctly. However, if some people get bored of it or feel like they just have to use up products as quickly as possible just to catch up with the competition, Project Play may actually be a better alternative for them. Because the goal of working on your overconsumption issue isn't necessarily to use as little products as possible. It's to buy products you actually use instead of wasting your money on stuff that's just going to lie on your shelf forever. And maybe the thing that really bothers me about the Underconsumption Core is that TikTok found another way to turn it into just something to perform. You know, even the content that is focused on buying less and being more conscious can be turned into a competition of who does more, who uses up more products, who has more empty bottles at the end of the month. Another thing is that this whole Underconsumption Core is still consumption, just of a different kind, of content and of validation that you are doing something right. Because at the end of the day, Project Pan or Project Play wouldn't exist if there wasn't an audience to watch it. And all those Project Pan updates are starting to feel eerily similar to haul videos. The difference is the boxes are just empty. And the message might not be look how much I bought, but look how much I used. But like the underlying message is still look how much I consumed. I don't want to demonize Project Pan. I really don't, because I think it's a great initiative that can help a lot of people. I just wished it was like stripped of the trend aesthetic and people did it with genuine intention instead of trying to show off on TikTok. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments, and if you are doing Project Pan, let me know how it's going. If you don't know what to watch next, check out this video of mine. Obviously, don't forget to subscribe and see you in the next one. Bye!